New laws take effect in North Carolina this year. You're going to want to make sure when you head to the DMV, you know what needs to be done before the laws take effect and what your options are for new IDs. So today we're joined by Wayne Goodwin, the Commissioner of the Division of Motor Vehicles here in North Carolina. All right, let's talk about that real ID because finally the deadline is happening.
Yes, this is the real thing to have the real ID. May 7th of this year, it's just about 4 months, less than 4 months from now, the federal government will be implementing it. It's not a deadline. It's just that means they will start checking to see if you have the gold star in the right corner of your credential. Not everybody needs it, and I'll be happy to touch on who does and who doesn't need it if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that because I think some people are like, well, I don't go to, a military base, so why do I need a real ID?
Well, the folks who need it are folks who expect to be flying on a plane within the United States and who don't already have a current or valid passport. If you have a valid passport, you're okay. But if you don't have a passport, or just to make sure that you can fly domestically, you need to get the real ID. And we estimate about 50% of North Carolinians will need this. We're almost there. We're about 47% so far. We think we'll be very close to the 50% mark by May the 7th. It'll make it so much more convenient for you if you don't have that real ID document and you do plan to fly and you don't have your passport, then you'll have to wait a little bit longer. They'll have to go and check you out and make sure you are who you say you are. So please, either you have to go in person to get that real ID for the first time too. So you either be a walk-in or make an appointment. So don't let it slip up on you, but know that it's not a deadline. It's just the beginning of when they'll start checking your ID.
All right, let's see what the real ID looks like. I believe that we've got some video of it, and so we can show people what it looks like and then how you know whether you have one or not already.
To learn more about what it looks like, you have one if you have a gold star in the upper right-hand corner, but to learn more about it, go to ncrealid.gov. That's ncrealid.gov. It'll tell you what you need to bring in order to get that real ID so you can have a quicker time through the line at TSA at the airport.
Okay, and does it cost any more to get a real ID versus just the regular old license?
It's the same cost, no extra cost at all, which is a great relief, I know, for everybody.
Okay, you just need to bring maybe some different documents, and all those documents that you can bring to get a real ID are listed on the website. Now, what about having our license on our phone? When is that happening?
And say that again, which one?
When are we going to get our license on our phone, the digital ID?
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is called a mobile driver license. At the request of the legislature and the DMV, we have just concluded a study, an analysis of this, and we anticipate working with a selected third party at some point over the next, in the next year or so to implement that. To give you an idea of what a mobile driver license is and what it's not a photograph of your driver license. It's sort of like whenever you have to verify who you are using your smartphone, except it's going to be verifying that this license is you. And that way you don't always have to carry your driver license with you. So I would say stand by, but our report indicates that it's going to be about a year or more before we can actually see the first vestiges of what a MDL or mobile driver license will be here. So stay tuned for more updates on that as we get through this particular legislative season.
Okay. What about the kiosks that I'm hearing about from Harris Teeter?
Yes, kiosks. These are very popular, and they are full service. They provide both driver license and state ID services, but they also provide vehicle services. You can get your stickers for your cars. You can re-register your cars, renew your registrations, things like that. And over the past, almost a year, it was a year ago February, we launched these, and we've served about 18,000 customers so far. They are currently in 3 counties, and we are planning the launching beyond those 3 counties. Presently, they're in Wake, Mecklenburg, and Cumberland counties. And once we reach certain trigger points, we will be able to go to other metro counties. I'm very anxious to get to the counties in the WFMY viewing area, particularly Guilford and Forsyth.
Okay, so people always want to know, how do I not have to go to the DMV?
That's the million-dollar question. And most folks don't realize, or many folks don't realize, that there are occasions when people are showing up and they really don't have to. You can skip the trip by checking at myncdmv.gov to see what you can do online. There are more services than just getting your licenses renewed or your ID renewed. So check that website. In most instances, if you went in person the last time, you don't need to go in person the next time. So you really only have to go, if you're under age 66, once every 16 years. When you have to go in person is when you're getting your license or your ID for the very first time, when you're getting your real ID for the very first time, when you move here from another state, or if you're a teen driver. Once you've come in for the very first time, then you don't have to show up in person until the third time, because you can skip it.
Gotcha.
So learn more about this at myncdmv.gov.
Boy, oh boy, my picture is going to really be very different in 16 years. We thank you very much for your time, your expertise. If you missed any of this, maybe you need to pass it on to somebody else. We're going to be posting this in the Two Wants to Know section of our website.